Welcome students. Now we are going to study the chemical thermodynamics. This is the portion for first year BSc program of Mumbai University. We are going to study the physical chemistry portion from the paper first, chemical thermodynamics. What do you mean by the chemical thermodynamics? The word thermodynamics implies the flow of heat. It is a branch of science which deals with the study of interconversion of heat into different forms of energy. Besides interconversion of energy, it also deals with the energy change and redistribution of the energy. When the study of thermodynamics is confined to study of chemical processes, it is also referred as chemical thermodynamics. Thermodynamics was mostly developed in 19th century. This was after the acceptance of modern atomic theory of Dalton, but before the ideas of quantum mechanics. Thermodynamics in classical sense, therefore, sense provides a description of matter on microscopic scale, unlike quantum mechanics, which provides description of matter on microscopic scale. Hence, thermodynamics is known to deal with the large collection of atoms and the molecules. Any situation where energy transfer is desirable, thermodynamics principles are applied, and these applications are all around us. Some examples are automobile engines operates using thermodynamic cycle, heating and cooling, design of chemical reaction by hot or cold process for injuries, etc. etc. The thermodynamic is a great importance in the physical chemistry. Why it is important? Because it helps to predict the feasibility of chemical process or the reaction under given set of conditions of temperature, pressure and volume. It also tells the extent to which a chemical reaction can occur after its feasibility is established. Thermodynamics helps to formulate the condition for a chemical process to provide better yields of the product. To deduce some important generalization of physical chemistry, that is the phase rule, Raoult's law, law of mass action, etc. etc. The thermodynamic is important to us. But there are some also limitations for the thermodynamics. Though the thermodynamic is a powerful tool for which we find application in practical every field of science, it has certain limitations. It is applicable to macroscopic system only, macroscopic systems. It fails to predict the rate of reaction. It cannot explain the mechanism of reaction. It can predict the possibility of a process but not its success, as it does not take into account any obstacles in the path of the change. Contrary to its name, thermodynamics deals with the substances in the stationary or equilibrium state. So this is some sort of introductory part of the chemical thermodynamics and its importance of the chemical thermodynamics. These are all important to us. Now we are going to study some thermodynamic terms. So what do you mean by terms? The terms involved in chemical thermodynamics. In the study of thermodynamics, we frequently use these terms for our references. Number one is the system. What do you mean by the system? System is the part of universe which is under thermodynamic study. Which is under thermodynamic study is called as a system. Second term is the surrounding. That is, everything in the universe which is not the part of the system is called as surrounding. The remaining part of the other than system is called as the surrounding. And third one is the boundary. Boundary means anything that separates the system and surrounding is called a boundary or wall, which make the separation between the system and surrounding is the boundary. Some distinction is there. Which is the system, which is the surrounding. The separation part is called as the boundary. So which type of boundaries are there? There are 4 to 5 types of boundaries: a rigid wall, an impermeable wall, permeable wall, dithermal wall, and adiabatic wall. Then what do you mean by the rigid wall? The rigid wall means whose position and shape are fixed. Whose position and shape are fixed is called as the rigid wall. Impermeable wall means what? The wall which does not permit the passage of matter is the impermeable wall. And the wall which permits the passage for both matter and energy is the permeable wall. Dithermal wall. Dithermal wall means this is the good conductor of heat and allows the exchange of heat between the system and surrounding but prevent the passage of matter. Exchange of heat between the system and surrounding because it is the good conductor of heat, but it prevents the passage of matter. An adiabatic wall means it is a non-conductor of heat and thus prevent the exchange of both heat and matter between the system and surrounding. So these are the important terms which are frequently used in the study of thermodynamics. Then next major part one is that is the properties, extensive and intensive properties. All measurable properties of a system can be classified into two types. What do you mean by the extensive property? The properties which depends on the mass. Properties which depends on the mass or the amount of the substance are called as the extensive properties. The properties are additive. All these properties are additive because the total value of the extensive property is the sum of the value of the property of the individual components into which the system is divided. For example, when 10 ml of liquid A is added to 10 ml of liquid B, the total volume is 20 ml. This is called as the extensive type of property. Second one is the intensive. The intensive property means which does not depend on the mass or amount of the substance. Do not depends on the mass or the amount of the substance are called as intensive property. The value of intensive property remains same in any part of the system. It does not change. It describes the specific of the substance in the given state. These properties are related to intensity and are not additive. For example, when 1 kg of water at 80 degrees Celsius is mixed with 1 kg of water at 20 degrees Celsius, the temperature of mixture does not become 100. These are not additive properties. Does not become 100. Volume increases, weight increases, but the temperature remains not equal to 100. This is the extensive and intensive properties. In brief, we can say that the property which depends on the mass and amount, these are extensive. Which does not depend on the mass and amount are the intensive. Types of the system. Which type of system? These are frequently used types for the thermodynamic study. Necessary part. And depending on the nature of the boundary, we can classify the system into three categories. One is isolated system, open system, and closed system. What do you mean by the isolated system? If the boundary which may be rigid wall, impermeable wall, permeable wall, dithermal wall, adiabatic wall, these are all types of the boundaries. If the boundary prevents any interaction with the surrounding and the system is called as the isolated system, or a system which can neither exchange the matter nor energy. That means there is no exchange of heat, energy or matter in between the system and surrounding is called as the isolated system. For example, you can say that boiling water kept in thermos tightly closed from the top. That means it remains as a boiled water in the thermos, hot water, because the energy is not exchanged with the system and surrounding. The boundary wall of the thermos is tightly closed. That means we can say that it is a adiabatic wall. It is a adiabatic wall. Open system. If the matter and the energy both can pass, both we can exchange with each other, with the system and the surrounding across the boundary, then the system is called as open system. That is, you can say that hot water kept in a beaker placed on a table, or hot tea in a cup, or ice cream in a cup. There are also the exchange of energy, matter with the system and the surrounding. Therefore, this type of examples for the system under study, we can say that these are the open system. Third one is the closed system. If only energy can exchange across the boundary with the surrounding and not the matter, only energy can exchange, then the system is called as closed system. That is, hot water in equilibrium with vapors kept in a sealed metallic container, or we can say that the drinking water, we can say in a bottle, Bisleri bottle, hmm, cold water. There is only exchange of energy, not the matter. Water is not exchanged with the surrounding. Bottle is tightly closed. Therefore, there is only the exchange of water, or hot water in a bottle. We can, after some time, we can say that it cooled, it becomes cold. Why it becomes cold up to temperature? Because there is an exchange of energy from system to surrounding, but the matter, that is the water volume level, does not decreases. Why? There is a not exchange of the matter. There is only the exchange of heat energy with the system and surrounding. This type of polythene is also the closed system part. Therefore, we can say that these are all types of the systems which are necessary to know for the study of thermodynamics. Then what do when extensive property? These are some extensive properties which depends on matter, amount, and these are the intensive which does not depends on the matter and amount. That means volume, energy, entropy, mass, number of moles, heat capacity, free energy, enthalpy, all these are the extensive properties, and the remaining density, surface tension, molar entropy, temperature, pressure, molar heat capacity, concentration, density, all these are the intensive properties. The next point is the state function. So what do you mean by the state function? Consider a physical or chemical process that a system undergoes. The process has initial condition and final condition. For the thermodynamic, we always consider initial stage and final stage. We don't know what are the immediate process for this. Therefore, the process has initial condition and final condition. But there are different ways in which the system can go from initial to final state. Either by following the route A, or by the following route B, or by C or D, number of ways. It can convert from A to B or C to D by following any one type of route or any one type of path. That means a thermodynamic property is said to be a state function if the change in its value, if the change in its value during the process depends only upon the initial and final stage. Change depends on only initial and final stage of the system and does not depend upon the path followed by, does not depends on the path by which it follows to convert A to B, that is from initial stage to final stage or final stage to initial stage, reversible process. This change has been brought about. Then we can say that all these are the state function. That one we can say that the internal energy E, enthalpy, enthalpy, entropy, etc. All these are the state functions. Thermodynamic property whose value for the process depends on the path is not a state function. Whose value depends on path is not a state function, but whose value does not depend on a path. It only gives the product A to B, reactant to product. Then and then only you can say that it is a state function. Okay, this is a simple some terms involved in the chemical thermodynamics. Thank you very much for listening me. If you like this video, please like, share and subscribe my channel. In next lecture, we are going to study the next part of the chemical thermodynamics. That means what type of processes and the laws of the thermodynamics. Thank you.